Welcome back to Conversations with Creatives, our season finale, and it's our Halloween episode. So we're here with Andrew and our special guest. You guys really committed to the theme.
What are you talking about?
You're dressed as Woody from Toy Story.
Woody doesn't wear sneakers. Andrew does.
You have a sheriff pin on.
Yeah, because I'm a sheriff.
Our guest is dressed as Satan. I'm confused.
Well, he looks like that.
This is just a casual Friday for him.
It's a casual Friday. He's dressed up.
Oh, this is my casual Friday. Me dressed as Wednesday Addams. My casual Friday.
That's who you're dressed as?
You couldn't tell?
I thought this was an outfit.
Oh, okay.
Hello. Oh,
I'm a little nervous. Oh, it's Sam.
Oh, hey guys.
I thought you were Trent.
No, I was just
Taking a nap?
just taking a little nap. Are we doing the show?
We're in the show right
Yeah,
now.
we're on.
Is this the season finale of Conversations with
The
Creatives?
season
is.
finale of season 2. 2 seasons.
Did I miss it? Is it over?
You slept through it.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, glad to be here. Glad to be awake. Ready to do the show.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a great one.
It was a
Season
fun
finale.
one.
It was a really good one.
It was a lot of chaos,
Mhm.
but in a good way.
Are we doing costumes? You guys are dressed up.
No, I'm not dressed up.
Oh, you're not dressed up.
I'm dressed up.
Okay.
I'm not, though.
But you look like Woody.
No, but he doesn't wear sneakers.
Oh, I see.
But I've never seen Andrew wear a cow print vest, so I'm a little lost.
I wear it all the time.
Oh, okay. Just
That is
checking
true.
in.
All the time, see? He gets
Right.
it.
The roommate would know better than me.
I'm not wearing a costume.
What's up with the gloves?
I was cold.
Okay. Okay.
But we have a chaotic episode.
We
It's
do.
fun and it's super dorky.
Super dorky.
We talk a lot about movies and
Mhm.
film. We are filmmakers after all. But it's fun, it's weird, it's a little crazy.
It's fun. Our guests were great. Trent and Parth.
Trent Park
From
of Craft
Craft
Service.
Services.
Yeah. And we will be back soon for you guys sometime in the spring for season 3. And we'll be back with all your old favorites.
We'll all be back, and this was a great season, great year.
Yeah.
And
It's a great one. Great one to end on.
Yeah. So enjoy the episode and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Oh, that's really upsetting. Welcome back to Conversations with Creatives. I'm Andrew,
And I'm Michael Myers.
and this is our Halloween episode with Craft Services, Trent and Parth.
Welcome to the show.
But
Thank you.
today we're more than just Trent Parth.
You guys are also
Well, I think that
We're Goose and
it's pretty
Mav.
clear.
Mr. Maverick.
Or
Yeah.
debatably Rooster. given
Oh yeah, yeah,
depending on your Top Gun generation.
yeah.
But we got some consistency in between our costuming. You guys are sort of
Yeah.
all over the place.
Well, I am technically consistent because because myself, I am a singer, and he's in a scene in the second Halloween film from Rob Zombie.
Mm.
It's like a weird scene.
So you
where
guys
it's a talk
occupy the
show.
same universe.
Wow.
We're in the same universe.
In some ways.
I was just looking for
In
any
Halloween.
excuse to wear sunglasses indoors.
Well, we had some drama
Mm.
with
Pod drama.
yeah, because Trent famously had a mustache.
He did.
previously.
With my real body hair.
yeah, but
And
then
why'd you shave?
well, I saw him a week before we were supposed to come here, and or maybe it was Monday actually. And I
Fresh wound.
was on break from class, and I see
Mm.
Trent, and he's clean shaven.
Sans mustache.
I was not.
No
I
stash.
was
That's the problem.
unhappy.
Why?
Because we had this costume planned, and being Goose and or Rooster is like 70% mustache. So luckily you had this last minute improv mustache, which was meant to be for someone else's Freddie Mercury costume.
Correct.
But for now it's currently secure to my upper lip.
So
You guys have bodies.
We have bodies. We have legs, and we also have a mouth.
With
Which
which you
podcasting.
podcast.
Which we podcast. You know.
You podcast?
Funny thing about
podcast.
that.
You guys are actually on our podcast right now.
Oh, that's-
Conversations
we have
with creatives.
did we tell you about that? We have a podcast.
Please tell us.
Did you
Please
bring
tell
us here just because we're interesting people separate of our podcast, or
You just want to have your coolest, funniest friends on?
It's a bit of both, because you guys are people who are creative.
I wouldn't-
So
I wouldn't go
would
that
you
far.
consider you guys self to be people who are creative? You are filmmakers.
through our podcast or just in our everyday
Just in
lives?
general, you could talk about everything.
I don't know that I would use that label, but
Really?
like Well, I mean, like, I feel like I would feel like an asshole saying that I'm. Are we supposed to not curse, or is
Yeah,
that? I would feel. You
Beep.
can. Well, I would
Like
feel.
a bad guy.
I would feel not good about myself. If I um call myself a creative, I would feel like pretentious about it. But I guess by nature of being in film school,
yeah,
I guess that's what it
You sort of
is.
walked into being
Yeah,
creative,
yeah.
whether you like it or not.
yeah. But I don't know how you feel about this.
Sure. I
In what direction?
I guess I'm creative in some ways, but also it's almost like I just decided to be one day because in high school I like wasn't making movies, but now I do make movies, and
What were you
maybe
gonna be?
until I was 17, I was thoroughly convinced I was either gonna major in political science or marine biology,
Wow.
and yet here we are. But like I was probably a somewhat creative human being before that, but now making movies is a cool way to express that, you know?
I did not think I was gonna go to film school. I thought I would go into some engineering thing or
Really?
something like that. I mean, I wasn't like somebody that was like terrible at school or something or
Yeah.
hated school. But I've always loved movies. I saw Return of the King in theaters as a 2-year-old and didn't
Wow.
cry, didn't sleep either.
That's
So
impressive.
I guess I actually watched it.
That's a sign.
Yeah, yeah. But I've always like loved going to movies. I would make like short films in middle school with my cousins and things like that. And I went on a college tour, and my mom was actually the one that pushed me to go to. It was at TCNJ, the College of New
Yeah.
Jersey, the Conj, Trenton College,
Correct.
um,
Formerly known as.
formerly known as Trenton College. But they had a tour for the communications department, and there was like, you could do like your own show or whatever. And I was
Yeah.
like really enamored with that.
Yeah.
And then my mom was like, "You should probably go to film school.
Yeah.
Like, you should probably look into that." But I kind of never thought that would be a path because I don't know. Nobody in my family is really like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. And so then I applied to a few places, got a lot of money to go here, and here I am, Rutgers with Conversations with Creatives.
Go Scarlet Knights.
Goes
Are
for
you
the
right,
next-
right?
Are you
Speaking of, Parth, since you came with so much stuff prepared, I'll say my first memory on planet Earth is seeing Star Wars Revenge of the Sith.
I remember seeing that.
Wow.
And all I remember is we were seeing a different movie, and then my mom was like, "Let's go check this out." And we walked in, and General Grievous was big on screen, and I was just like, "That guy is a creepy robot," and that was when I started paying attention.
My one memory of Revenge of the Sith in theaters is I'm too weak. That's the one thing I remember.
So this
Do
is
it.
crazy. I was, I guess, 4 or 5 years old. I was watching the Tim Burton. Wait, so that was 2005, and I was watching like some Tim Burton movie. I don't remember what it
Willy
was.
Wonka,
Wonka.
Charlie. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
2005.
And then, and I told my mom I was gonna go to the bathroom.
Oh, you watched film?
No,
So-
I've never watched a film, but
Okay.
continue, please.
And I was like, "Hey, mom, I have to pee." And she's like, "Okay." I was like 4 or 5, so I don't know like how like I got out on my own to go. And then,
Probably with words.
But no.
Mom, I have to pee.
but I mean, like, I was 4 years old, and I just left the theater,
Mm.
and I turned right instead of left, and I walked into a different theater, and it was "It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground."
Oh,
And I was just like, "Whoa!" And that was like one of those moments where I was like, "This
Charlie
is
and the
crazy."
Chocolate Factory is awesome.
I'm not saying it's not, but I made a left instead of right or whatever, and I walked in and I saw Star Wars in the big screen. And I was like, "This is incredible."
I remember when it was like you would have to go to movies like with your friends and your mom.
Yeah,
I remember my mom one time. I was like, "Mom, I really want to see Alvin and the Chipmunks with Chris Fleming. Can we please go alone?" And she was like, "I'll drop you off and I'll pick you up 2 hours later." And then I was like, that's when I became a film student
Oh, Alvin and the Chipmunks.
during Alvin and the Chipmunks.
My first memory is probably I think it's The Incredibles.
Mm.
And the
I've
only
never seen
scene
that
I
in theaters.
remember is after they get into the jewelry store and are running away from the
Yeah.
cops.
You described this.
Yeah, and they take their masks off. But I guess I didn't really understand what was happening. I thought there was like ash on their face, and then I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
understand how it became a mask. I remember like distinctly being confused by that.
Asking, what was the movie as kids that like gave you nightmares?
Ooh. When I was 6 or 5 years old, I was on like the couch one night and going through the channels.
Mhm.
And I see the face of Gollum for the first time. I don't know.
Parth
What it
could handle
was.
that
I
show when he
don't-
was 2.
yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
stuff when he was 2.
Parth was taking notes in the
Theater. You're like, here's I make a scary. I don't know.
Well, what happened was
Did-
I mean, not to interrupt your story, but what I'm going to, my parents and I were all sick. We got like the flu or something, and then we on VOD watched the first 2 Lord of the
wow.
Rings, and then my parents like 2 weeks later, I guess they were watching it. It had come out in theaters.
Yeah.
And they had my dad had a half day at work or something, and then they saw it, picked me up from daycare afterwards, and then a few days later they're talking about the movie, and I guess I had realized that they had watched it without me,
Oh wow.
and I was a very good child. I
Yeah.
did not throw tantrums, but
Parth was a good kid.
yeah,
You
I
gotta
was.
believe me.
Good
My
kid.
parents loved me, all whatever. But I threw a big tantrum,
Wow.
and they thought it would be for one day, but it was like 3 days. I was like sulking until they finally, and then they were like, "All right, we've already seen the movie. We'll just buy a ticket. We'll go. If he sleeps, he sleeps, and if he cries, we leave.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. We've already seen it." And then I sat through the whole thing.
Wow.
So that's that story. But anyways, Gollum.
Well. First of all, that's a great story because it's like it's just the fact that like even that young you were like I have to be there.
Well, if you want to go furthest back,
So
there's
the
a
night you were
movie.
conceived.
Yeah, there was a movie on. No, there's a movie. Oh, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon
Yeah.
was out in theaters, and I think my mom during the action sequences, my mom felt me kick.
Wow.
It's like you were doing the
Like
karate.
clockwork.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a black belt.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's talk
I
about
just
that.
brought.
For
I just
15
put that out
minutes.
there.
Is that
but
real? Or
I'm not
that-
joking.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, and it all stemmed from that experience of watching Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
But I was 6, I saw Gollum,
Mm.
and his face was like imprinted in my brain. I saw it instantly. Was like I was so terrified, and I had nightmares for weeks about the fact that he wanted to be my son. That was that was the
Sorry.
dream. He was always like, he's always chasing
What
me.
a
and-
twist ending.
Right? Yeah, he was always like, "Hi, Dad," and like he chased me. I was like 5 years old, and I was so scared of it. I was like, I don't want.
Not
To
ready
be a
for
father.
fatherhood.
No, yeah. I was
Wow.
terrified by it.
And
How would you say
dinosaurs.
this episode is going thus far? On topic?
Usually we have more of a central focus, and it's not just like only about like
Well,
films.
What's your focus? What do you want to ask us?
Yeah, we can get really down to business.
Trent.
I like to hear about the
Yeah.
podcast and how it started too.
Basically, I had been wanting to. I had all this stuff that I knew about movies, and my mom was like, "You should make a podcast. Like, you should do that."
Yeah.
And I was gonna with like a high school friend, and it kind of just never happened. And then a pandemic happened,
COVID.
and then my mom was like, "Okay, you really need to do something with
Yeah.
yourself." And I texted Trent, who actually I was not like we were friends, but we weren't. I
What
was
you
still
are
like
today.
I don't
we
know.
weren't
Yeah.
bromigos or anything.
I didn't know
You
if
weren't like
Trent
us.
really cared for me, you know.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
And so but I was like, I feel like he would be down, and I texted him, and we were working on that remember that anthology?
Mm.
We were gonna like
we had
make,
a big idea that never.
we were gonna make a
with
movie.
No follow through.
It never
Surprise,
happened because of the
surprise.
pandemic. So probably the worst thing to come out of that. But then I texted him and I was like, Trent, want to start a podcast? And he said yes. And I was surprised by how quick that was.
And at first, it was just like us
Discussing movies.
discussing movies, but then it turned into so much more.
Because
Yeah.
I had on Twitter, I had seen that there were these people. There's like an editor or an assistant editor that was just on Twitter who I would have been able to DM, and I was like, oh, well, if this guy's just there, we can probably just like find for
These
reference.
people are more accessible
Yes.
than
Yeah.
one might.
For reference,
think.
our podcast is us interviewing people that have worked on movies behind the scenes, like editors, production designers, cinematographers, to interview them about their work on that film, the stuff they do in general.
Yeah.
Movies
We'll
they've
ask them
done.
about interacting with Tom Cruise in any
Yeah,
way, shape, or
so
form.
I
that
guess-
we always find a way to work that in.
I'm a big Tom Cruise fan.
Really?
warts and all. I know. you know,
Yeah.
That
there's
There's
some
a lot
stuff
there.
there.
He's got
There's a lot
warts
there.
all over.
There's
Yeah.
and Trent loves David Fincher.
So we find ways to make every episode about celebrity stories. Not that it's that gossipy.
No,
it's more
it's
about
usually
it's
about
more
the
about
craft and
set
stuff.
life, and it's but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and so then I texted Trent and I was like, what do you think about us doing interviews? And like finding these behind the scenes people, they seem kind of easy to find.
Yeah.
And he was game for that. And so we
We
started and
started
never
emailing
stopped.
a lot of people.
How do you do that? Like literally just like an email, like, "Hey, we have a podcast."
There are some creative ways that Parth goes about it. The one guest I found, it was
Sam Lysenko.
it was Sam Lysenko, the production designer of Judas and the Black Messiah,
Okay.
and
Uncut
Gems.
and he had a password protected website. And I thought, well, darn, this is the end of the trail. I have
Yeah.
no way to contact Sam Lysenko. And the password, I thought, what would Sam Lysenko put as his password? And I thought, Sam Lysenko. And I typed it in and it worked, and then I emailed him.
No
Really?
way.
And Parth has famously contacted some people outside of our expected range by just typing in like first initial last name at Gmail.
Well,
wow.
I've never successfully done. Well, there's one person who I actually got a response
Who's
from.
the
from doing
who's
that.
the
Wait,
brother?
whoa,
no,
whoa,
I'm not going to say
yeah,
anything. But
okay.
it's the brother of a famous director who's directed movies you've watched and care about.
Yeah. And when I emailed him, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work, but I saw it that when I put the email in, you can see their
The little
contact
picture
photo,
Yeah.
pop up.
and it was the guy. Anyway, so I put first name, last name at gmail.com. I send an email, and then I get a response the next morning, and it's this guy has responded with, "Hello. Before I answer about your inquiry, can you please let me know how you got my email? Thank
Wow.
you." And I email him back, and I'm like, "Hey, full disclosure, I just put your name in at gmail.com. We're just like in college. We're just trying to find people. Sorry if this overstepped a boundary."
Uh-huh.
And he was like, people of my, he responds with like,
People of
hello,
my
Parth.
generation.
Hello, Parth. Thank you for letting me know. There are some people of my generation who would prefer to be contacted through
Their
more
agencies.
professional
Yeah.
means.
Yeah,
or
please,
some shit like that.
please
some
find me
stuff
through
like
my
that.
agent.
And
But Parth does like talk to people's agents, and will talk to the Top Gun editor's agent. Like,
not just no. Well, I mean, I don't want to give him away, but his email's on his website. But to answer your question of how we get them, the way it's usually worked is we'll go. I'll sort of find what movies we would like to talk about, go through the IMDb
or we'll
list.
have a mini series in mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and be like, all right, just go through and see who's the editor, who's cinematographer, who's all these things. See if I can find their website, if their website has their email. See if I can find their Instagram or Twitter or anything. And I had through another internship, I got IMDb Pro,
Oh wow.
and so that sometimes gives me more
Yeah.
access. And I can sometimes, I mean, we got the editor of the Batman, the new
Wow,
one with
yeah.
Robert Pattinson on.
William Hoy.
That was the first one that we got successfully through an agent.
Really?
Yeah, where we contacted someone and they sort of reached out on our behalf. But yeah, so that's basically it. I mean, it's kind of something anybody can do.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of work.
A lot of
Yeah.
unanswered emails.
Yeah, it's like hundreds, if not 1,000. So
So what would you guys consider to be like your greatest hits?
The greatest hits.
the Top Gun ones are good.
Yeah.
The Batman one is good.
Or are we talking about what the fans liked, or what we just think personally were good interviews?
Personally.
Well, for anyone interested, Spotify and Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts, is that where we can be found?
Yeah, Amazon Music.
We recently had our
Stitcher.
100th episode, so we
Yeah.
have a good amount of stuff for you to listen to. I don't know. Right now, we're working out our Halloween Spooktacular. We're closing it out with Bodies.
Yeah, by
Bodies.
the time this comes out,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that might be
it'll
out
all
already.
yeah.
But
You know today.
we'll be talking with the composer, Disaster Piece, and for Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. What we just did.
We just released
Nope.
production designer Ruth DeYoung.
Yeah.
For Nope.
That's cool.
And
The week before that was cinematographer Elliot Rocket for X.
he also did Pearl, which just
Oh,
came
cool.
out.
Yeah.
and
so-
Maxine in the future.
Yeah. But I mean, our best I think our Top Gun episode. I mean,
Yeah.
We're biased.
Close to the heart.
I really like that episode, and then the Batman one is really good. The Sam Lysenko one that you got, that was really good.
I think the Disaster Piece one that's coming out is pretty interesting. We were talking about how we don't cater to the sound side of things that much,
Yeah.
but we're trying to round ourselves out
Metaphorically.
metaphorically and literally. Yeah. Parth and I are also gaining weight intentionally for the show,
Yeah.
so we're more inclined to sit in this chair.
Mm. Well, so then, how do you guys find being just like with your home over COVID, and then it's like, okay, podcast, and it's like, okay, so like now we actually have to find a way to like interview people. How has that been for you guys as filmmakers, have been like, okay, we actually have to be like interviewers because it's like because
It's a different muscle.
it's a unnatural thing to do sometimes. We're like so professional and so serious. But how's that been? How's the translation
Like
been?
definitely like awkward and sweaty at first. Like whenever we talk to like a real adult, I would just be like drenched over Zoom by the end.
Uh-huh.
But like I don't know, somewhere in between starting it and 110 episodes, it gets like easy and fun. And
I
you
mean, we kind of just like asked what we wanted to know.
yeah, like we have
Like, just be
questions
honest
in
about that.
advance, which definitely helps, but also just like asking whatever comes to mind. And whoever is on the show, like also is just like a movie nerd like you. And so they're usually more than willing to go in weird directions as long as you're not asking them to incriminate themselves or talk poorly about a creative associate.
I think also the guests are not people that normally get interviewed
Really?
a lot of the
Yeah,
times.
yeah,
Well,
so
I mean, cinematographers might,
Yeah,
but production designers, art directors, storyboard artists, sound operate, like
Yeah.
those are not really people
Yeah.
that get interviewed. And I think because of that, it's not as glamorous of a position.
Yeah.
And so I think at first they're not used to that either.
Yeah.
And I think we've found that like halfway through is when the interviews really start. They realize like, oh, they actually want to know about us.
Yeah.
Like they actually care about this.
Yeah.
And I think that's when we realize that like it's awkward for them too, that kind of helps.
and there's a whole new level of comfort that comes like after the interview's over. And then there's just like us chilling in the Zoom call for a few minutes, and once they know that they're not recording, and then they'll
Yeah.
really tell you anything you want.
Really?
Yeah.
Give you honest answers that the PR team doesn't have to sign off on.
Hmm.
But like, remember when we interviewed the script supervisor of The Departed, and then we had to go through the interview transcript had to go through Martin Scorsese's team.
Really?
Yeah.
That's true.
That's very real.
That is a
That's
real thing that
problem
happened.
that Martin Scorsese's team had to deal with.
Because the woman we'd interviewed,
Martha Pinson.
Martha Pinson,
Thanks for
Departed
coming
script
on.
supervisor, still likes our Instagram posts.
Yes, Martha Pinson, you're like one of our favorite followers.
Because we always tell the guests like, hey, like we edit these. If there's anything you want us to cut out or whatever, we can. And she was like, hey, before you post this, I need to run this by Maddie's team.
Maddie.
She said it just like that over email.
But yeah, so that's I don't know. I guess like it's asking people questions is not like something we were used to, but it's not so difficult once you start doing it.
This is a bad transition, but it's the fact that we are filmmakers.
Mm.
Can you talk to me about your work and like
Yeah.
what you guys like to make in your genres and stuff like that?
Like, do you two collaborate on
I've actually never
films?
worked with Trent.
Just
Just
the pod.
we record separately. We can't. It doesn't go well whenever we've tried.
This is our first time in the same room together.
It's going
and-
pretty
Wow.
well, I'd say.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Trent, can you answer this, please?
Sure.
I'll go next.
I don't know. The podcast and my whatever movies I manage to make, I try to strike a balance in between like this is good, but this isn't taking itself seriously.
Yeah.
And I feel like the only reason we have the podcast is awesome, but we do it for the interviews, and then the discussions are just there for us to like relax and
Have fun.
enjoy ourselves. And me and Parth spend more time on Zoom calls than we do with each other's faces.
Yeah. Whenever I see Trent in person, it's a little alien and weird to me.
When I was like 13 years old, I saw the remake of RoboCop, and I was
Mm.
like, "Oh, this is like a bad movie." And it was one of those like films that was like, "Oh, I have like an understanding of like this is a bad movie, and like here's a good movie." And I guess I'm curious, like like when you guys were younger, do you have that moment though where you saw a film that like even for better or for worse, like it was like, "Oh, this is good, this is bad, I like this," and now like understand how to make a film?
One of the weirder ones that I don't think many people would choose as the movie that made them like think about the way movies are made is Mission Impossible Fallout.
The cruise.
Well, there's the cruise of it all,
Cruise of it.
but
Cruise of it all.
there's a lot out there about how that movie was made. The director's very open about it, and it was it's a very strange production, and you learn a lot in listening to interviews and sort of researching how that movie was made. You can learn a lot about how movies in general are made and how to sort of apply that to your own stuff. And so I guess those are the examples of things that really made me like look beyond like, do I like this? Do I not like this? And more like, how do I make something? That was kind of my first experience.
Is your camera to do your plugs for your films, for
Oh.
showcases, and the podcast whenever
Parth
you
has
guys
a
need to?
website.
Website.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, I mean like I have my website is Parthmarate, MARATHE.com. You can see my short films there, and there's a link from the podcast there too. But Craft Services is available again anywhere you get your podcasts, pretty much.
Trent.
I don't have a personal website like Parth, but super cool guy. But we close out all of our episodes by saying, listen to the show, tell a friend, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. So if you're listening to this, you could also listen to this.
Yeah.
But if you're listening to this, you could also listen to that.
And we might be on the podcast. I'm gonna force our way in. We might be on the podcast eventually.
This is our first.
We're pretty booked schedule.
Yeah.
No, but we'll definitely reach out. I'm sure we can find, next year or something
Well,
like that.
yeah.
We actually are.
Maybe
kinda
next
booked.
time.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Maybe next
have your
time.
people call our people.
Yeah. we'll do
You,
something like
oh,
that.
you
have
guys
people?
actually
We have people. We do.
Yeah, we came here
we
and
have
it was
operation
a
here.
crazy operation.
Happy Halloween, everyone, and thank you for watching. And we'll see you for season 3 next year.
Well, we'll catch you in the danger zone.
in the danger zone.
Bye.
See you guys.
Conversations with Creatives is hosted by Andrew Alexander and Sam Finkel and produced by Marissa Aloya and Andrew Alexander. Conversations with Creatives is a production of Scarlet Media, a hands-on working and learning program for Rutgers undergraduates interested in digital media, filmmaking, and much more. Scarlet Media is part of the Division of Continuing Studies at Rutgers University and is associated with the Rutgers ITV Studio. Learn more about us at tvstudio.rutgers.edu.